passport, the first thing you gotta know is it's through mail. And also I'm gonna show you how to find the nearest location, because a lot of people don't know how to find the nearest location or how to do it or where to send it. So right now I'm gonna show you, the first thing I'm gonna show you is the passport form. It's located, I'm gonna show you the link of the passport form where it's located. At the same time, later on, I'm gonna show you how to put your photo on the envelope, on the package, what kind of envelope I recommend, and where to send it, like I said. So right now we're gonna go through calculate fees. I'm gonna give you this link just in case it changes later on. You don't want to always go by what people say. Just go. I'm gonna put the link so you can put it. So the link right now says this is how much a renewal passport costs, a passport card, and if you want both right here. Okay. On the next scenario that I'm gonna show you is, if you want to know where it's at, I'm gonna put a link so you could go and get it and don't have to worry about a lot of process. Like for example, I'm just gonna put 9. I'm gonna put my area code 78660, which is Pflugerville. Once I do that and I click search, as you can see, it will give me the locations that I could go get my passport, and it'll give you the radius on how far it is. The public phone, I don't recommend you. I used to work in the post office. It's gonna be hard to get them to answer. That's just me, okay? And the address and the location: Pflugerville, Round Rock, Austin, Taylor, Austin, and so on. So with that being said, I'm just telling you where to find the photos in the post office. Where I went to cost $15. We're gonna say under 20 to play it safe, just in case that you're wondering. And also the mailing is under $10 because I did a priority flat letter, because you cannot fold the paper. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to show you how to fill up your form. As you can see right here, fill out the form and you click on it. I'm going to show you the image later on with all the highlights where to sign, but I'm going to give you the highlighted one, or the one they show on the post office. It's the same thing. It's basically blue like this, but when you print it out, of course, it's going to be black and white because you probably didn't do it color. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how to fill it up. This first page, you don't really need to send it. And even on the post office, because I did it on the post office, she ripped the paper and she said, don't send that one. I said, okay. I mean, she is the one training me. With that being said, the first page, you don't really have to worry about it. So on the second page, well, more than the second page, it's going to tell, by the way, this is the locations. There's 2 locations where you send it, 2 locations with 3 types. The first one is if you're in California, Florida, Illinois, and I believe is Minnesota, Minneapolis, New York, or Texas, you're going to send it to National Passport Processing Center, P.O. Box 640155 in Irvine, Texas. And there's a zip code. Now, for any routine, if you live in any other state or Canada, you're going to send it to the National Passport Processing Center, P.O. Box 90155 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. However, if you're going to do an expedite, you have to send it to the National Passport Processing Center, P.O. Box 90955, Philadelphia. Now, something that they don't tell you on that one, but they tell you in other places, is that you have to put in big letters expedite. Okay, capital letters, not big letters, capital letters. As a matter of fact, it says it right above here. Please write expedite on the outer envelope when mailing, of course, if you're doing a faster one. However, I don't know how much that one costs, but I do know 110 is for regular. Okay. Now for the step-by-step, you're going to go down here, you're going to print it out, and I'm going to tell you what you need to fill out. The first part is it a passport book, a U.S. passport card, or both? Regular standard book or large book? We're just going to do the one that will get you everywhere. The card is basically if you're walking through Tijuana airport, basically. Tijuana crossing border or El Paso or whatever the gates are, the entry point. So we'll say that you did a passport book because that's the one that gets you everywhere in a regular standard book. The first thing you gotta do or fill out is your last name. Second is your first name, middle name, date of birth, sex, place of birth, social security, email. Block 7 you could skip. I skipped it. Mailing address, but if you want to put it, it's fine, but you don't have to. For mailing address, you have to put it. The city, the state, zip code, country, and just in case you have lists of other names, that is optional if you don't have none. Okay, now for the area right here where you have the picture, if you read, I'm gonna go back later on, it says you have to staple it. Right here where the black line is at, imagine you put the picture in there where the black line is, that's where you staple it at, in the outer part of it. So don't try to get a precise measurement, 2 by 2 or whatever, and you cannot staple it because you're blocking in the photo. You're gonna read, I'm gonna show you later that it's gonna say it has to be stapled. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go back, and right here where it says photo provide, attach one photograph to the application to avoid processing delays. Be sure your photo meets all the photo requirements. Please note, staple the photo to the application. Please use 4 staples vertically in the corner as close to the outer edge. Okay. With that being said, once again, I'm going to go back to the form. So what is vertically? Just in case you're wondering, it's up and down, up and down. Imagine one right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. The next thing you're going to fill is the passport book and or passport card information, your name. Also, the most recent passport book number. That's on the right side of your passport where your picture's at. And also the issue date. The issue date is right, I believe, below the expiring date. Okay? Now you gotta remember, most recent passport card number is for the card and so on. Those are the only things you need to fill out until you get right here where it says applicant signature and the date. You do not have to fill out the bottom. Also remember, if you're gonna fill up this one, you gotta meet the requirements. I gotta submit my most recent U.S. passport book and or U.S. passport card with this application. You're gonna press yes. But like I said, you don't have to you don't have to send this. This is yes so you can know if you qualify for the renewal. The second step, I was at least 16 years old when I received my U.S. passport. 3, I was issued my most recent U.S. passport book within the last 15 years. 4, my passport book or card that I am renewing has not been mutilated. 5, my U.S. passport has not been limited from the normal 10-year validating period. If you don't meet none of these, you cannot do the renewal passport. You gotta do the regular process, okay? Next, I use the same name as on my most recent U.S. passport. or I have had my name changed. Okay. If you press no on these, then you have to do the regular passport. With that being said, once again, we're going to go back to the page. As you can see, application signature. This is page 1 of 2, by the way, and the date. On the next page, you're going to do name of applicant, date of birth. I got to move my pages on my little booklet. The height, the hair color, eye color, occupation, and in case, if applicable, employer or school. After that, your permanent address, because you don't need to do additional contact. So you could skip 17 also. 16 and 17 you could skip. If applicable, 16. 18, you got to fill up street name, city, state, and zip code. And that's it. You don't have to do the emergency contact. And because you're not traveling right away, you don't have to do that one. As you can see down here, once again, these are the addresses. Texas, California, Florida, Minnesota, and New York, go to Texas. The rest of the country, including Canada, goes to Philadelphia. Okay? Hopefully you guys got the information. After this video, I'm going to show you all the blue stuff. All the highlighted is what you got to fill. And also how my photo is attached to it. And a piece of the envelope that I use. Remember, do not fold nothing. By the way, what else do you send on the envelope? You put your old passport inside. In addition, I put a personal check, $110, and where your name is at, next to it, you have to put capital D, OB, and your date of birth. And that's it. Easy to do. I did all mine via the post office. She told me, you know what? I'll let you send it because there's a long line. So it eliminated the line, eliminated everything. But just in case you missed it, just remember you could find the location nearest you and go there and try to do it. It's usually by sign up. So if you go there late and you get there, you might have to sign up for 3-4 hours later. Another thing, when you're doing your personal check or money order, as it says right here, and it also says please print your full name and date of birth. Like I said, I put DOB. You have to make the money order to U.S. Department of State. U.S. Department of State. So this is how it's highlighted. The only two things that I forgot to highlight that are required or optional is where it says U.S. passport book. Right below, it says regular book standard or non-standard. I put standard because that's the one that is common. Also, block 11 is for people that change their name. Like I said, it's optional or a requirement if you change your name. As you can see right there where the photo's at, I'm going to show you how the post office lady did it on the next photo. On the next slide, there it is. That's actually me. And how she put the staples vertically, 2 staples on each side, just like the paperwork said. By the way, the form that is used is DS82. Form DS82. I will put a link below. That's the page 2 of 2. As you can see, there's a 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. There's also 1 of 1, 1 of 4, all the way to 4 of 4. You only send the 1 of 2 and the 2 of 2. And that's the rest of the highlighted. The other stuff is optional unless you have travel plans. That is the envelope that I used also. And the things that I put in there is the form that is you cannot fold, the passport, and the money order or check. That's how I put it in. Mine was going to Irvine, Texas. But like I said, there's 2 locations, Irvine and Philadelphia. And for expedite is Philadelphia.